Hi y'all! It's session 1 of 9 of how your house can generate tax-free income. I'm so excited to share this with you. It's made a very big difference in my life and then actually turned into a career full-time. So this is going to be the first session of 9. I know that sounds like a lot, but they're really going to be limited to about 7 minutes or less. This one focuses on the master's rule. It's really kind of a fun history lesson too in of itself, and it's going to be something great you'll like because it helps you escape from taxes. I am an attorney and an educator. I've had over 7 years experience in the short-term rental business, and it's something I'm really passionate about and enjoy so much. I want to explain the master's rule was going back to a little bit of history to the 1970s. Believe it or not, I was there through all of them. And our congressmen and women listened to some of their constituents in Augusta, Georgia, who were renting their houses out for the Masters games and the Masters tournament. So they wanted to be able to continue their sweet deal and have tax-free income. So they got a rule passed. It's 280A subsection G of our tax code. And it says that you can rent out your house 14 nights or less a year without any federal taxes. And this is true across the whole country. You may have to pay state or city taxes, but that's a different situation. You're federally tax-free if it's 14 nights or less per year. Now that is great news for those of you who might be thinking about getting into this at the end of this year, 2019, or even beginning it in 2020. But some people may think it's too late to start because we're already into August, September, October. It's not. I've done it. I've started even later than that in November before, and I use this 14-night rule to my advantage. So as long as you live in the house at least 14 nights per year, it does not have to be consecutive nights, and you then rent it out 14 nights or less, non-consecutive nights does not have to be that, or it can be, then you are able to use this rule. If you rent 15 nights, you can't count 14 tax-free and then just pay taxes on the one. It's an all or nothing. 14 nights or less is exempt from federal taxes. 1 night over and you're going to pay on all of them. So that's really a neat history lesson that we can go back and rely on our congressmen that they have still kept that there. And right now there's people in Augusta, Georgia who are renting their houses out for $7,500 per night. So I don't think this rule is going to go away anytime soon. I've used it to my advantage. It really shocked me to learn that my tiny house lodge I built in the back corner of my property was 456 square feet, and it could rent for $700 for one weekend. And then my main house, when I started renting it, along with the tiny house lodge, it rented for $2,000 per weekend. So $2,700 for 2 nights. I left my house at 4 o'clock on Friday, came back by 1 p.m. on Sunday, and collected the money tax-free. Could do that 7 times, 7 weekends a year. You need to get a little bit creative. Think about this in terms of what you have to offer at your particular location. For me, I lived in the Tuscaloosa, Alabama area, and that's where football is king. And so there were 7 home games per season, 2 nights each. That equaled 14 nights. I started taking the least popular game and using that for December graduations to rent that out because I could get more money for that than a game that somebody may not really want to come to for. But think about why you live where you live. What is big in your area? Are the leaves beautiful in the fall? Or do you have a swimming pool? A family want to get away for the weekend and have a pool? Is there a certain festival or business in your area? I know in High Point, North Carolina, there is the furniture market. People come twice a year. I know people there who rent their homes out just every 6 months for a week or two, and they know about this 14-day rule, so they limit it to 14 nights, and they use this to their advantage. I know some people who rent out just 1 bedroom in their home or 2 bedrooms and actually stay there during that time. So that's something you might want to consider. I personally have not done that. I've rented out my entire place. I want you to know that there's pros and cons about it. Long-term rentals have more wear and tear on your property than short-term rentals. Also, if you do the short-term rentals, then you don't have to buy another house to be a landlord to have a rental income. That's not necessary. Also, if you don't like being a host, it's okay. Just try this. You can try it. If you don't like it, you don't have anything to lose. Just take the listing down. If you've signed a 1-year contract with someone, you're stuck for at least that period of time. Also, if there's some kind of crazy reason you didn't like your guest, they're gone in a weekend. I've never had a guest problem, and none of my clients have yet either. There's certain ways I get around that, and I'll teach you about that in the sessions to come. So I think that you will really enjoy this. I'm going to let you go because I know you've got a lot to do to get your house ready. There is money to be made in this. This is going to be the conclusion of session 1 out of 9. And in the next session, I'm going to share with you the nitty-gritty of how you can feel comfortable having strangers sleep in your home. Yes, completely comfortable having strangers sleep in your home. I'll see you in the next session.